Yo, what's good, everyone? Caught a banger again today, 2 for 2 this week. Caught a super clean short position, so I'm going to break down exactly why I ended up taking this trade. So as we can see, off New York session open here, we had a nice push to the downside, and overall, going into market open, I was 50-50 like I always am. I like to see which way price reacts off of open and then go from there. And we did have previous weekly low below. We had previous day low as well here. So I was looking to see, if we had a good reaction back to the upside off of previous day low, possibly take longs, but we did not. So off open, came down. We ended up sweeping out previous day low somewhere around this area right here, and we ended up getting this little move back to the upside, but we ended up holding these bearish gaps here and failing to move higher. So after this, it was pretty apparent to me, pretty obvious to me that we would move lower and move down to previous weekly low. That just became the obvious draw on liquidity to me since we failed to make a push past these bearish gaps here. So then we ended up retracing back down. We created this 15-minute bearish gap through here. I'll jump on the 15-minute time frame. Let's come over here. We can see we created this 15-minute bearish gap here, and price came up and tapped into this 15-minute bearish gap. We pretty much filled the entire gap, then ended up dumping back to the downside. So flip back to, I'll go on the 2-minute. So 2-minute time frame here. This is where price retraced up. This is where we tapped into that bearish gap right here. We also created a bearish SMT with ES. So ES came up and swept out these highs. NQ did not. So SMT at the highs, and then we got a good reaction back to the downside here. Price actually inversed a 5-minute bullish gap first. I didn't enter off the 5-minute because the 2-minute was a little bit more obvious to me and it was a little bit lower. So I wanted to see obviously both the 5 and the 2 get inversed. 5-minute inverse first, then the 2-minute got inversed. Entered short off the 2-minute, went break even at this internal low right here, and then held my full position to this 1-hour low. I'll show you guys here. Go to the 1 hour. We had some trend line liquidity here on the 1 hour, and this was a super obvious wick here. So that's where I closed out of my full position. That was my take profit. I could have obviously held to previous weekly low, but I did not want to be greedy. Today was a no news day, so obviously we could have hit this area here and swept out some of these stop losses here and moved back to the upside. You don't know. So didn't want to be greedy. This is already over a 2R. So a lot of money, obviously. But yeah, super clean trade. As we can see, after I entered in, price just pretty much dumped straight to my TP. So super clean trade. This has been a good week, 2 for 2 already. Let's carry this momentum in the next 3 days of this week. Hopefully you guys had a good trading day today, and I'll be back on here tomorrow with another recap. Peace.